Don't worry, Liz. I'll sleep on the aircraft carrier.
Hey, Matt, you know what? I think there's a sign.
Sign, all right. Spending too much money.
All right, we've got no choice. Call the Ghostbusters.
Hudson Valley Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Vigo, the scourge of Carpathia, the sorrow of Moldavia, command.
Oh, command me, Lord.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Beautiful.
It's slime time.
Greetings, ethereal beings, subhuman entities, and spectral forms from the great beyond, and any living humans who may be watching. Welcome back to Hudson Valley Slime Time. I'm one of your hosts, Jason, and the marketing director of the Hudson Valley Ghostbusters. As usual, I'm joined by my co-host, Matt. What's up, Matt? Oh!
Hey. Oh, we're recording. Okay. Hey, Jay, how you doing?
I'm enjoying life.
All right. As Jay said, my name is Matt. I am the executive director and co-founder of Hudson Valley Ghostbusters. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization that raises money for charity in the Hudson Valley area. If you'd like to find out a little bit more about who we are and what we do, you can check out our website, hvgb.org, or you can look us up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Bluesky, which Corey will put links and little symbols for here.
All over special places.
Wherever he wants. Over my face. That's good. So we got a fun one tonight.
Yeah, tonight we're going to be discussing one of my favorite topics, toys. And just because you're wondering it, our Quizmaster Corey is back. And for this journey, we welcome Brian, John, and Ellie. Welcome. Hello, everybody.
Well, guys, thanks for being here.
Hi.
How's it going?
All right. And so on top of what we've been up to and where we'll be, you guys will be joining in on the discussion of Ghostbuster toys. And, I'm sure everybody's already playing with toys. Matt's
Yeah.
shooting his eye out. And
I don't know if we have any of those.
They're not dolls. They're action figures.
No, this is a doll.
Get it right, will you?
No, sir, I didn't see you playing with your dolls.
So we should have a good one. Obviously, I got I shouldn't say all my toys out. I have a small snippet because I just have way too many. So, yeah, this is just a sampling.
And I think with ourselves and our guests on, we have the whole gamut from vintage all the way up to current. Hey everyone, this is Jay, Matt. We're at Saratoga Comic-Con. We're gonna go look for some Ghostbusters toys.
Hopefully we find something great.
All right, guys, I've been following Jay, and I'm pretty sure we're lost. I could have swear we gone by here, because there can't be more than one Funko Pop dealer at a Comic-Con, right? Be crazy. All right, we're still out walking around looking for Ghostbusters toys.
And we found Ghostbusters.
Oh. Jay.
What?
That's not Ghostbusters, that's Transformers.
They did have Ghostbusters tie-in, so I'm just checking to make sure we're not missing any.
I think he's just looking for Transformers.
All right, we're looking for some cool toys, and we think we might have found something. Looks like a real Ghostbusters 6-figure set from San Diego Comic-Con. Here, look at that. This guy's always got some cool Ghostbuster stuff because I actually have this. I got this Stay Puft pillow at home on my couch. When I'm in a good mood. When I'm not having a good day.
Well, if I must, I must.
All right, back for its grand return. After a brief break last time, we're going to kick over to our Quizmaster Corey for a segment we call There Is No Dana, Only Trivia. Corey, take it away.
Switch
Thanks for joining me for There Is No Dana, Only Trivia. I'll go over the rules real quick for the first-time players in here and out there. The game has 5 questions, each worth a maximum of 20 points, 10 points for partial answers. Be sure to write down your answers as large as possible and each on a separate sheet of paper. That way you can show the camera during the answer segment. Anyone have any questions?
Nope.
Can you fix it so I win this time?
Yes, I will.
I have no questions that pertain to this.
Wait, hang on. I'm gonna get a marker.
Question number 1. What years did the Kenner line of the real Ghostbusters toys have its first 5-year production run?
Ooh. I actually looked this up before.
I wasn't alive yet. I don't know.
That's okay. I
Do
was
you know
alive
who
and I
the
don't
first
know.
president of the United States was?
Hang on.
Because you weren't alive then either.
George Washington.
Hey, see?
All right, question number 2. Which came first, the cartoon, comic book, toy line, or the movie Masters of the Universe?
Ooh.
Wait, we're jumping to a He-Man question here?
It's Ghostbusters adjacent, see? And toy related. See what I did there? Oh.
I have no power.
Okay, rolling on to question number 3. What was the real-life inspiration for Skeletor, the nemesis of He-Man?
I'm going to go with a skeleton.
Oh man, I think I actually knew this at one point. I can't remember now.
All right, question number 4. What Ghostbusters toy from this decade was withdrawn from store shelves almost as soon as it was released, for what some believe was due to an unfortunate phallic resemblance of one of its parts?
Now, how like precise do we need to be? Can it just be like what the actual toy was?
Yeah.
Or does it need?
Yeah, I just described the toy. Yeah, I don't need like exactly what they called it, just any description.
Yep.
Okay, the 5th and final question. Most prop, replica, and toy versions of the Ghostbusters Ghost Trap use some sort of servo or electric motor to open and close the doors. What method did the OG Kenner Real Ghostbusters trap use to achieve this instead? It was my all-time favorite toy.
I know
growing
that
up.
one.
I just have to look up.
Yeah, you got it right there, right?
Whoa, no cheating.
Hey, yeah, come on.
That's not cheating. He didn't know.
Honor,
it was me.
It
honor.
doesn't even matter if I get the answers right. My handwriting is so atrocious, no one can read it.
Oh, yours.
Well, you
totally
can read it.
looked
You
up
just
right.
got to be able to
Oh,
read it.
absolutely.
I'm pretty confident. I think I got some answers. All right.
I got some answers. I just don't think any of them are right.
Me too.
All right, so toy discussions. We love toys. I love toys.
We
I
all
have
love toys here.
an excess. You know, I got my little figures here. You know, like Brian's one of our, probably besides me, he's probably our biggest toy collector.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I'll agree with
you
that.
actually got that award too, didn't you?
Yeah, through Moogly. Like, I don't know how I did it, but they picked me for Collector of the Week. And I took a picture of my collection. They posted it, and they sent me a Moogly patch.
Nice.
That's the Moogly fan
Nice.
club, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite? What would be like one of your favorite toys? Like either you had before or you currently have, or what
All
would
right.
you say?
All right, first things first, the firehouse. How can you not love like a building huge? Me and my friend Kevin have talked about this. If there was a nuclear bomb, we are both convinced that firehouse would still stand.
So, all right. Well, I mean, you look through the movies and it's pretty much like nuclear bombs have gone off inside the building and it's
Yeah.
still there. So, but you talking about the the toy there that like Matt's got behind him there?
No, I'm talking about the Kenner Real Ghostbuster
The
firehouse.
original. Mm-hmm.
That yeah, that's one thing that I never had. I thought the Kenner Firehouse was really cool.
Yeah,
And,
I never
Matt,
had that
you got
either
what,
growing up.
You got the Playmobil one there?
Yeah.
Is that
This is probably in my collection. This is my favorite Ghostbuster piece that I have. Because I didn't get the Kenner Firehouse when I was a kid. Wanted it, didn't get it, but when Playmobil released this, I knew I had to get it, and it was dirt cheap for like current pricing for toys.
Yeah, and I kind of wish I jumped on it because Playmobil in my mind always had like very distorted and kind of weird dimensions and stuff, but that actually looks pretty cool.
I mean, Playmobil knocked it out of the park with what they were doing with toys. Like, not even the Ghostbuster line. They did like 18 Knight Rider, Back to the Future. I got the Back to the Future DeLorean over there on the shelf. And honestly, the cars themselves, this has got to be like the most accurate like toy replica of the Ecto-1 I have ever seen. Like,
and that
for something that's not a collectible.
Looking at that on a shelf, I would never say that was a Playmobil.
Yeah.
I have that and the Ecto 1A, and the Ecto 1A is probably hands down the best rendition of Ecto 1A.
Absolutely. I got 1A over there. Yeah, this thing is a masterpiece. And I think this one actually has the batteries in it. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this was amazing because we got so little with the Ecto 1A. So to get that in toy form and have it be as good as it was.
John, what would you say was your all-time favorite Ghostbuster toy, then or now?
That's tough. I would go with then would have been the word cosplay wasn't around back then, but the then cosplay items. I had the proton pack. It came with the PK meter. I had the trap. I had the goggles. I've been actually asking my parents to see if they have any pictures. I went as a Ghostbuster for Halloween one year wearing all that stuff. I'm trying to get a picture of it so I can compare it to when I go for Halloween now with all my current Ghostbusters stuff. The stuff I have now is much heavier and more expensive, but but those old ones will hold a place in my heart forever. But as much as I liked the old stuff, I was actually rather excited when Mattel finally came out with movie figures. It kind of stinks that I had to wait until I was in my 20s, but better late than never.
Yeah.
And later on, the Hasbro stuff's been pretty cool. I gotta say, for my favorite rendition of Ecto 1, it's the one I don't actually own yet, but I have already paid for. And that would be the HasLab Ecto 1. I got to see a prototype last fall at Rhode Island Comic Con, and if the prototype's amazing. I can't imagine what the final product's going to look like.
Nice. Honestly, I forgot that was a thing. I didn't back it, so
hopefully it's in the mail soon, right?
I'm betting.
When's mine shipping?
I'm betting December.
Yeah. I didn't back that because I have so many Ecto replicas already. I'm like, I don't have room for it either.
I only have a couple Ecto replicas behind me here.
Oh, Daddy.
I really just wanted to see what it would take for my wife to leave me.
Well, we know the answer to that. It's Skyrim.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Well, if I had to choose, I mean, my favorite I think is probably one of the newer ones, and that's actually right up here on the top of my shelf. This was originally came out from Eagle Moss, but that is the Eagle Moss Ecto 1 build where they basically would ship you a package of parts once a month, and then you'd actually have to put it together piece by piece. And originally it was supposed to take maybe a little over 2 years to do, but about a year into it, Eagle Moss went under. And I had a half built, not even half built. I just had like an empty chassis. I had no body panels yet. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And thankfully about a year and a half after Eagle Moss went under, Fan Home picked it up. And thankfully I finally was able to complete it and it only took me about 4.5, 5 years when it was originally supposed to be like 2. But this thing is insane. I mean, the level of detail it has. I don't know. Like I said, I'll post pictures. I'll get Corey to get some pictures. I have a couple videos because the everything works. Like it has all the lights, the doors open. When you open the doors, the interior lights come on. There's buttons
That's
on
impressive.
the dash that actually activate like the sirens, or you press the brake pedal, the brake lights come on. You can, the hand crank on the doors actually roll the windows down. It's the level of
That's
detail on that
impressive.
thing. It's got the full suspension, but the thing, it's massive. It's almost 3 feet long.
Isn't it
And
like
I want to.
1/12 scale?
Was it 1/12? It might be. I forget what the or no, it's closer to 1/6.
Okay.
I want to say because it's and the seats are it actually has like cloth or rubber coated seats with foam inlay, so you can actually it blows my mind the level of detail on that thing. The hood's open.
Yeah, I had the Eagle Moss, their Back to the Future DeLorean, which I still have in a box of parts. I have like a frame and that's it. And I was in the same boat you were, where they went under, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm never building this.
Yeah, it's got a box of parts.
And then I picked it up, and
dust.
then at the time that I picked up more parts, I haven't had time to actually work on it. So I have parts of a DeLorean in my garage, which sounds cooler than it actually is.
So yeah, about a month ago, 2 months ago, it's 100%. The car itself is 100% done. There's it actually has a gurney because it actually came with. There was actually one build, kind of hard to see, but there's actually 4 little proton packs. Even the proton packs,
nice.
the detail on these things, are
Nice.
insane. And I've actually seen people where they'll customize these to where they actually, the cyclotron lights actually light up and move, and then the power light, it's the upgrades people did on these things. And I was like, no, I'm just keeping it stock. I'm not going above and beyond. I'm just happy I got this thing done. The whole body of it is die cast, so that thing weighs probably almost 20 pounds. It's heavy.
Holy moly!
It's like, Matt, did you? I know you talked about the Ghostbuster Firehouse, but what's your like all-time favorite? Would you say?
All time, I guess technically as a toy, it would be the proton pack that came out from HasLab. But if I'm thinking, if we're talking like just
that's
like
a
broad
toy,
spectrum, we're talking like collectible. I guess the best one I have would actually be right here, this Ecto. That is the popcorn tin or popcorn bucket from ANC. I was lucky enough, I by chance got one of the ones signed by Dan Aykroyd.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That still hurts me because
yeah, there was the whole debacle with their website going down when the orders were going, and I ordered 2 and I ended up getting 4. I paid for them, but it was like a whole thing. Hang on, I'll grab it and bring it down and show the camera.
Because the signature makes it because he just the build quality on it is not great because I have
it's cheap as hell, but
and,
so there's the
that's I don't know.
I couldn't believe it when I got it.
The paint job they did on it too was just abysmal because it's supposed to be the afterlife.
It's supposed to be this dirty thing, but it's
dirty, and it just looks
that's just someone
like,
finger painted down the hood of the car.
It looks like like when somebody finger paints the bathroom stalls with the no stuff, and just it's kind of what it looks like.
Oh man.
It's fine, Jay. Everybody poops.
Yes, but not everybody smears it all over a car like that.
Hey,
that's what it looks like.
Don't judge people for what they do in their free time.
Yeah, it depends on what subway you're in.
Bathroom Ecto one.
Oh,
that's like the gem in my collection. That one.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm glad you got that. That's cool. A little disappointed I didn't get one, but yeah,
I know. 'Cause you're more of a signature guy than I am. Like I'm not like a signature hound or anything like that, getting celebrity signatures. But I'm like, all right, having that with Dan's signature is pretty cool. Even I was.
I'm not. Yeah, there's. When we've gone to conventions and stuff like that, if there's an actor or somebody there that I really, grew up with or really watched, it's like, yeah, I'll try to get their signature if it's reasonable.
All right. So for those of us that grew up on Ghostbusters toys and everything like that. What was the first one you remember getting? Like that first special Ghostbusters toy, and how'd you get it?
Oh, I do remember.
Oh.
Did you want to start?
Well, no, I also have an answer for the first question because it took me a minute to think. I have two favorite Ghostbusters toys. Can I answer that first really quick?
Go ahead. What you got?
Okay, so growing up, I got a lot of his hand-me-down Ghostbusters toys, and my favorite from those was the one where the eyeball pops out. You squish it, and the eyeball pops out, and that was my favorite.
That was
And he actually showed up in Afterlife.
Yeah, he did, and I was so excited.
Buckeye Ghost.
I was so excited. And my other favorite toy was this 2-pack of Janine and Sam Hain. And my sister broke them when I was younger. Yes, him! I loved him. And my sister broke them when I was younger.
This is actually the original from the 86.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, in the package.
That's awesome.
So my sister broke my Sam Hain toy, and I was so upset. And then me and my mom, years later at like the Albany Toy Show, found them in box. And that was like one of the first shows I was selling stuff at. And she was like, if you make enough money, you can go buy that. And I made enough money, and she had bought it already to make sure no one else would buy it from under me while I was trying to save up the money.
So how much did she upcharge you?
Did you buy that off of me?
I think we might have.
Was it the bug ghost, right?
No, she's talking about the 2-pack that came out a few years back with Janine and Sam Hain.
No, I didn't have that. No.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, because I'm the one that's usually got the Ghostbusters toys for sale there, and I'm like, wait a minute, did you buy that off of me?
And are those still in one piece?
They are still in one piece. They're missing their shoes, but they're in one piece.
It's always the accessories. Those are the things that cost. They're actually worth more than the toy itself, usually.
Exactly. So the very first Ghostbusters toy I ever got was the original real Ghostbusters Ray Stantz with the, I don't remember what the ghost was called. He had the big teeth and the curly tail.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one I got. I don't remember what the occasion was, or if I just really wanted it and my parents wanted me to shut up about it, which is entirely possible. But yeah, that was my very first one.
All right, Brian, what about you? Remember?
My first one was from the series where you press the arm, Peter Venkman's eyes and hair raised up.
Oh, the fright features.
The fright features, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, like growing up, I was a Venkman fan, but when I got older, I kind of simulated more to Ray, and his love for and his heart and soul for the Ghostbusters kind of thing,
Yep. Yeah, I actually got the Winston Zedmore freight feature right there. Again, that's one of the original too. It's not a reissue. I unfortunately I don't think I actually had any Ghostbuster toys when I was a kid. A lot of those toys came out when I was a little older. So
Right.
I didn't really start collecting Ghostbuster toys until I was, an adult. and I honestly can't remember what was like my first, like it may have actually been Ecto 35. I'm not sure. But because I had a huge love for Transformers growing up. And of course, when they
still did
a crossover of Ghostbusters and Transformers, it's like, yes, please. And this thing is just amazing. I know, John, you have one out of the package. I'm battling opening it because just the packaging alone is awesome because the box itself is actually designed as like a proton pack. Like it actually has like little straps that you can undo.
That's
so you
right.
can actually wear it. I think it comes with a little Slimer figure too.
It does. It does.
And,
Actually,
so-
here I have the trailer here, and
I love how it's got the slime all splattered up there above like where the truck wheels are.
And it's got, I can get them out. There's the little Slimer.
Nice. That's a good Slimer.
And they also did an alternate version of Roller. He's a ghost trap.
Yep. But I did get the Ectrotron too, and I have I did get 2 of those. I got one. I kept one in the package, and one I was able to open up and play with because he's actually a pretty cool figure.
I actually got one. I got him right here too.
And they actually had a cool short little crossover comic. Nice. Yep.
Oh, I mean, I don't have anything as
Showing
cool
off
as you
ones.
guys, but it's still cool.
No,
This does not transform. It just is. But that was a gift for my birthday just
Nice.
recently.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like you just lift them up and it's just Optimus Prime underneath. You can stand him up, but yeah, it's kind of cool. So, Brian, too, I've been looking at your background. You've got a lot of Funko Pops there.
Yeah.
So-
I got more Funko Pops this way because I have cabinets that are closed that has random things in it, but at the bottom there's a shelf, and it's all Ghostbuster pop vinyls from Afterlife, from the first movie, on for a couple mini puffs. While behind me is Peter Venkman in the firehouse, and over here is the real Ghostbusters. And I don't know why, but my father bought me the 4-pack of Answer the Call pop vinyls. So my friend Kevin gave me the Gertrude Eldridge. I got some of the original ones back here, and I got some loose ones just spread out. I just don't understand why it was so hard to find Winston, like in anything. Have you ever noticed that?
Actually, yeah. So we had a toy vendor at Saratoga donated a bunch of Funko Pops to us to auction off for our silent auction.
Yeah.
Which was very kind and very generous of him. He gave us a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're down to like a handful left. But yeah, there were multiples of Stan and Venkman and Egon. One Winston.
Yeah, Winston's like back to the Sam Hain Janine 2-pack that you can open up to the firehouse. I have 3 out of the 4 Ghostbusters. I got Peter, Egon, and Ray. I've been searching for years trying to find Winston. And like I looked on eBay, he's going for like $60. And like I'm wrestling with the thought of like, all right, do I pull the trigger and get it and complete the collection? Or do I just let it elude me like Sasquatch?
Or that's where you give the link to your wife or your family, like, hey, this would be kind of cool for a birthday or a Christmas gift if you're looking for something,
I'll ask my mother-in-law.
There you go. See, that's the trick. But yeah, no, I think all toy lines, for some reason, they do that. It's almost like they have like a chase figure, especially when they have when they know they have like a set. Like, all right, there's 4 main characters. We're gonna make a boatload of these 3, and then only a handful of these 4, just to make people go crazy trying to, or something. That's just kind of what it seems like.
I wonder too if it's because Winston was so underrepresented in all the Ghostbuster stuff back in the day that people just want them. Like they're hard to find.
I mean, that's possible. Also, I mean, he's one of my favorite characters. So
yeah, but, I mean, he's the one carrying the franchise forward now of the originals. So
yeah, I got the Afterlife Winston. Like I found him in GameStop. There was like 3 of them. I was like, oh man, this is like a lucky day. So I picked him up, and that's the same time I picked up Ray from Afterlife. So it was a win-win situation,
Yeah, except the Plasma series for Afterlife, the hardest to find, at least at first, was the those guys right there. I have them packaged up still, right back in here. But yeah, with Phoebe and
I got Egon and Phoebe. I'm looking at it right now.
That was that was like, because they kept those, obviously they released everything else first, because obviously if they released the 2-pack with Egon Ghost figure, they're like, spoiler alert, type. So they, by the time they went to release those, it was almost like a feeding frenzy.
when the figures were first coming out, I was so mad that there was no Phoebe because she was my favorite from the movie. And my dad was like, well, they're probably waiting to release her because they're going to release her with Ghost Egon, obviously. And then he went like super early in the morning to Target the day they came out to buy two, one for me and one for him.
I actually managed to get them before they even hit the shelf.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember I was driving around the area, like I was online checking out all the Target stores near me, and finally the one up near Latham had two, and I flew up there and I grabbed them, and I think I actually wound up giving one to you, Matt. I think yours.
Yep.
So
because I couldn't find one anywhere. I had I think you gave me that one, and then I think Podcast and one of the originals. I don't remember which one because I didn't have a whole set, but you had them. So
what do you get?
Ellie, what you got there?
I have the mini Ghostbuster.
Yeah, she's got a selfie series.
Nice.
I didn't make that in time.
And then I have Egon. And then since Egon's my favorite, I was making them kiss.
Okay.
Okay, terrific.
He's too old for you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I never did the selfie series because every time I did like the sample where you can see what your figure would look like, it looked nothing like me because it couldn't do beard.
Tell me what happened to yours.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, I did the selfie series. I was all excited to get it, and they sent me the wrong guy.
Did you never got yours, did you?
And so I had to go through their customer service. I sent it back. I got my refund, and I just never redid it. And then they canceled it, and I was like, man. But I will say their ability to do facial hair was pretty limited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was kind of like
the bright blue at the time.
Yeah, the general consensus I saw was like it was either really good or really bad.
Mm-hmm.
There was like no in between with the selfies, and that's kind of probably
Corey
why
got one. It was pretty good. It actually looks like him.
Yeah, and he actually found like a little pair of glasses and put it on there, and you know, I'm sure since how we're talking about it, he'll probably post a picture of it because
he probably already has.
So what you got there, Brian? What do you got? Something else?
Well,
you remember saying you had an original trap?
I do have an original trap. Hold on. Hold on. It's missing a handle, but you get the gist of it. I really got a dust. So here's the trap. I can't get the foot pedal because it's behind Winston. I never had this when I was growing up. My cousin Adam had it, and I played the crap out of it. You know. So when I actually got this, obviously it's missing a handle. You know, I used my imagination, but it was pretty good. It still works. You know, there's nothing in it at the moment, but you know, it's pretty cool. You know,
I'm actually kind of surprised that wasn't one of the toys they remade.
Yeah,
I'm surprised either.
I think because they went in for the remote trap from the Afterlife.
Oh yeah. Oh.
But I mean, they redid all the other real Ghostbuster toys. You know they redid the wand. They redid, or actually, did they do a pack?
I mean, kind
of.
They
didn't do a pack.
No,
I don't think so.
They did a re-release that was like blue, so it looked like the ones from back in the day, but it was more updated.
Hold on, I also got this thing. It's a projector.
Oh, I had one of those.
And,
yeah.
I still have the projector that goes with it.
Oh my god,
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
We had a marshmallow launcher.
Oh yeah, we had Ghostbusters marshmallow guns.
Yeah.
From another.
Oh, that's cool.
Back.
Oh,
but
I have more toys to show. I brought down toys. I went through my room and I scavenged. And I brought down. We have Plasmane.
I remember those coming out.
Yep.
Yep.
I really like her. My dad opened his and I didn't open mine yet. And then he was like, wait, I want mine to still be in box. So we traded.
So I do still have a sealed Plasmane.
Yes. And then
Your mother and I are so proud.
I also have from when not Afterlife, the 2016 Ghostbusters was coming out. The Ghostbusters bear. I put a little pink vest on her. But like Ghostbusters bear, the batteries are running out. But when you press her paw, she did used to play the theme song, or at least a little snippet of it. But now it's like 2 notes.
That brings me back to a story that you and I kind of share together with a toy. Why don't you tell your start, of what you, and then what you did, and then I'll finish it up.
So my wife went crazy, and she bought all kinds of she bought all kinds of Ghostbuster stuff. So I opened this box, and it was a stuffed Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So I looked into it, and it was an original Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the 80s. And so this is around the time the Neutrona wand came out, the Spangler Neutrona wand from Hasbro, and I really wanted that. And John from Imperial Castle, he says he had one. I was like, all right, I'll trade you this Stay Puft for partial payment of the wand. Okay, no problem. I give it to him. No problem. Got the wand, and lo and behold, Jay has it now.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. So that toy store is down in Pauling, near where my parents live, and my mom knows obviously how much I love Ghostbusters. She's actually the one who's responsible for buying a lot of the original stuff I still have in the package and getting it for me for like my birthdays or Christmas or whichever. And so my birthday comes along, I think it was a few years ago, and yeah, lo and behold, she gets me this, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from 1986 toy line. It's got the glow in the dark features and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I thought it was awesome. I was like, oh man,
does it still
great.
glow in the dark?
I haven't tried. Maybe after we're done recording here,
He's
I'll
still
turn
scared
the
to turn the lights out.
You just see two
I need to make sure
green eyes.
I need to make sure somebody else is still awake before I turn off all the lights. But so anyway, yeah, so my mom gets me this, and I loved it. I thought it was awesome. And I think we went to the Mid-Hudson Comic-Con, I think it was.
Yep.
And I think you started talk. I can't remember if I talked about it first or if you did, but we started talking about this, and you're like the Imperial Castle, and you're like, oh yeah, I just got the Proton wand, and I traded in Marshmallow Man, plush toy, and I was like, really? I was like, my mom goes to that store all the time, and I was like, and she just got me one, and she was telling me that she went there looking for stuff, and the owner was like, hey, I just got this in. Literally, like, I don't know if it was the same day or if it was the day after, but John's like, yeah, I just got this in. I know your son would love it, and there's a good chance he probably doesn't already have it. So, so she picks it up, and then gets it to me, and then I'm talking to you, and I'm like, I was like, yeah, my mom just got me one from that same store. And you're like, does it have like little stains on its feet and all that? I was like, yeah, it does. And lo and behold, I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I was like, all right, that's kind of weird. I mean, small world, right?
Yeah, small world. You know what? I'm glad that, stuffed animals weren't really my cup of tea. I only have these because my mother-in-law ordered them off of Temu.
Uh-huh.
But like, I'm not a big stuffed animal guy, and like, I really didn't want it to get ruined. I wanted to see it go to a good home.
So I did want to say one of my pride and joy toys, when Diamond came out with their Ghostbusters figures, if you bought the entire first wave, you got all of the pieces to make the rooftop diorama.
Yep. I have part of that.
I actually have it. It's I have a curio cabinet with a bunch of my toys in it, and on top of the cabinet is the rooftop.
Oh, I did want that so bad.
The only Diamond Select I have is Ray Stance.
So I actually I had a couple of doubles because, again, you had to get the whole wave. I also bought 2 of the Terror Dog because it came with both sets of horns. So I display one as Vince Clortho and one as Zool. But yeah, that rooftop is pretty dang cool. But once you build it and you put it somewhere, that's where it's at. If you move it, it falls apart.
I have a corner and it's like this big, and it's like I don't want to move my phone because I have a history of dropping my phone. Didn't they do a firehouse one too, like the facade?
They did for Ghostbusters 2, which I have almost all of them. I think I'm missing. I think it's Winston. I
was
have
gonna say Winston.
Winston.
But
Winston,
yeah, I have like I have the Weirback Ghostbusters. I have Winston with the slime blower, but the Weirback with the dark suit, that was the Winston that came with the part for the firehouse. So I don't have him. I think I have all the rest. I have Janosch. I have Vigo, who I think it's Vigo who comes with little baby Oscar in an accessory.
That Winston is probably the most expensive one too.
Yeah.
So you know what I just realized? Out of all my Ghostbuster stuff, I got Garaka. I don't got anything Vigo. I don't have anything Gozer. Shockingly. I'm kind of like really big into Bigfoot since I got a Bigfoot tattoo. Anyway, here is Bigfoot with a Santa hat wearing a proton pack.
Nice. I tried to put a pack on the Marvel Legends Punisher.
He was too
because I was like, oh, it's like spawn camping, but no.
Some of my favorite, actually, because like I said, like how much I loved building this Ecto. You know, I had to get the Afterlife Lego Ecto, and that was really cool.
That's great. That was a great set.
And I love that set. And I think Ripley was Ripley have no, it was a different Legos, but he came up with a whole set to actually convert it to an Ecto 1A, the other Ecto one.
Yeah, no, I think he had the Afterlife one. He made we're asking to go back a whole episode. I don't remember that far back.
But
see our previous episode where he talks about it.
Yeah, but then I also have the I didn't have room to put it out, but I also have the Lego. Actually, I shouldn't say Lego. I have the building brick firehouse because it's the knockoff version of the Lego firehouse, because I think it's like at least $700-800 now to try to find a Lego firehouse.
Yeah.
So I refuse.
I went with the Ally Express Ecto or a firehouse for I think it was $100, and it's identical, and it has all the cool, comes with all the little figurines and everything. It's all,
Were there any Ghostbusters toys you got that you were super disappointed with?
I mean, the
I've got one.
The answer to the call one I'm going to give to Brian.
It's fair. No. So I'll lead off. I remember when I was a kid, I had Ecto 1, right? I had the real Ghostbusters Ecto 1, and then Ghostbusters 2 came out, and they were like, oh, sort of. So the Ghostbusters 2 came out, and they were like, oh, we're going to come out with Ecto 1A. And I was like, I have to have it. And my parents got it for me, and they were like, it's going to be the same thing with like different stickers. I'm like, no, in the movie, the roof rack is different, and all the stuff is different. And the toy is actually the exact same thing with different stickers.
Yep. I'm just looking. I don't think there was a toy I was disappointed with when I got it. I'm going to throw some shade at my mother-in-law, but she doesn't watch this, so it's fine. For Christmas, I had put this on my wish list. I wanted this. So fast forward to Christmas, I'm opening presents, and I get an Ecto 1, but it is a cheapy knockoff remote control one that she got me because, it's remote control. It's better. It is not better. Yeah. And it's not bad, but I tried to look happy, but I was crestfallen. I'm like, and so I think the day after Christmas, I ended up just buying that for myself.
Yeah, I can't say that I've got any that I was disappointed in, considering that I've bought most of them myself, so I kind of knew what I was getting for the most part. If I had to say, I would have to say this toy line was probably the cheapest, toy,
yeah, they were.
But I mean, the only reason I bought them was because I found them at Ollie's, and I think they were $5 a piece or $4 a piece or something. Yeah. So
Does that happen to be Egon Spengler?
yes, I have all four. I have Egon, Ray,
If you
Peter,
don't
and
want the Egon,
no, I gotta have them all. I can't just get rid of
Gotta have
one.
them all.
But
I
if
only
you
have
don't
Peter
want
and
them, but if you don't want them, they'll find a lovely home with my Thor and my Wolverine and my Barbie dolls. Oh, back on the topic of toys, there is a toy that I doubt any of you know about, even from the 2016 era of Ghostbusters, and also the worst era of Monster High. There is a G2 Monster High doll with like a replica, kind of like a Monster High version of the 2016 Ghostbusters flight suit, and like a proton pack looking thing. It's Frankie Stein, and it is so ugly. It is like the ugliest Monster High doll I have seen in my life, but I feel like it's relevant to this conversation.
I do have a couple of the Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters.
Mhm.
I have one upstairs. I have one at work. My desk is covered in Ghostbusters toys. Actually, the four glow in the dark ones I bought from you, Jay, are on my desk at work.
I have him right here.
I got him too, and I was very disappointed that the shirt didn't fit me. The
The
size,
shirt is too big for me. But
I'm
I
actually
wear
wearing
it
a shirt
still.
that came with mine.
yeah, the shirt was way smaller than what the size said it was supposed to be.
All right, we're walking around. There's a lot of people here. I think there's something going on.
Yeah, we got to get more of these people upstairs.
Still on the hunt for some of those elusive Ghostbusters toys.
All right, it's not Ghostbusters related, but you can buy. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. We got an Egon $100 bill.
Not technically a Ghostbuster, but we're getting close. It's funny how you.
Going to hand off the microphone to our good friends in the Hudson Valley Ghostbusters.
Take it away, Matt!
This is Matt from Hudson Valley Ghostbuster. Reminding you, come see us upstairs on the second floor. We are fundraising for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We have slime making, we have merchandise, we have the silent auction, and we have our digital photo booth. Come check us out. Help raise some money for charity. We'd love to see you.
Oh, you handled that like a pro, Matt. You got it.
All right, we did our walk around. We left Corey in charge of the booth while we were gone. Let's see what he did while we were away.
Yeah, hopefully it's not up in smoke or something. Oh, I see smoke in the distance. Anybody have any new projects they're working on, new builds, anything like that? Nothing.
The roof rails for my car came in.
Okay, because I was messaging you and you never responded. And it's like, hey, did you get your? I even tagged Ellie in it to ask you, and you know.
I saw it and I went, oh crap, and then work got busy, but I do have the roof rails. I'm gonna bring the light bar with me as well.
Oh,
because as you said, it's probably gonna take all of 5 minutes to put the roof rails on.
May I say, my girlfriend's actually in the room off screen, and as we've been talking, she's drawn a few puns such as "too dapper to bust," "boo long tea," and
it's a
you
teapot,
could
okay.
say that we were ghosting you.
Ooh, man, that was got booed. That was that ain't right. Brian, you have any? You got any projects going on, or?
I just fixed the ion arm on my proton pack because of the Beacon St. Patrick's Day parade. The ion arm somehow came out of the proton pack, and I saw my life flash before my eyes because I was given it as a gift, and I was sworn to protect it with my life. So I fixed it.
Was that the HasLab pack?
No. This was the modded one by John.
Oh, okay. Because I know the HasLab one kind of like snaps on and off, and
Yeah, no. From what John told me, the ion arm was a solid piece, and I guess somehow in the car something hit it, and it just snapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is fixed.
I don't know about anybody else, but I don't know if this seemed to be kind of hit us pretty sudden that Spirit surprised everybody with releasing their new Spirit Trap, their deluxe
They
Spirit
sure
Trap.
did. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like, I don't remember hearing anything about it, like just and they had it in stock. Like as soon as you ordered it, people were getting it like within a couple days.
Yeah. And our member Joe happened to get one and brought it to Saratoga so we could all take a look at it. And we were all pretty impressed with it.
Yeah, because for the price tag on it, what was it? It was like 180 or something. It was
something like
Just
that.
like
Yeah.
190, yeah.
Yeah, and I was a little skeptical because usually the spirit stuff is a little, flimsy. Like looks good from a distance, but the closer you get to it, it's like you really can tell. But this thing, like when he brought it up to Saratoga, I was highly impressed. It actually has a little atomizer in it, so it atomizes water to create like a little smoke effect, which is actually pretty cool. And it's actually very loud. It's a lot louder than the HasLab 2 in a box.
It sure is.
Yeah.
That was that was surprising and also disappointing because I would love for the HasLab to be louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked really good. Like even like the paint applications, the weathering, the foot pedal, all of it looked great. Like,
yeah.
I mean, how far we've come from the $15 crap we used to get.
From this to Hasbro.
So Spirit surprised us all with that. Upcoming events in June. Do you have that list, Matt, or do you want me to read them off?
If you could do that, I don't have that list in front of me at the moment.
All right. First off, I mean, we do have some pride parades and events that we're looking into that we don't have nailed down exactly just yet, but I'm sure, keep an eye out on our website and our calendar, and hopefully they will be popping up here sometime soon. So we should hopefully be doing a couple parades. I know we're looking into doing a parade in Hudson again, and then the parade in
Hudson
New Paltz.
and New Paltz.
And
They've become regular staples for us.
Hopefully we will be doing a booth at the end of the parade in New Paltz if we can. I know we were going to look into that. So so keep an eye on our calendars for that. I don't have the dates yet for them. I'd have to pull them back up, but keep an eye out for that. June 7th. I know a bunch of us are planning to head down to Ghostbusters Day in New York City, so hopefully maybe we'll get some cool footage of us down there.
Please help a poor soul out and bring me there because my dad is lame.
On June 14th, we will be returning for the Monroe Food Truck Festival in Monroe, New York. That's 61 O&R Road. I can remember that one for some reason. We'll be raising money for probably Glisten again this year.
Great cause.
And and like I said, we have a couple more events we're trying to get nailed down for Pride Month because we do like doing those events.
But so just keep an eye out on our calendar for updates. Things will be popping up, and we got all kinds of events coming up.
All right, it is time to go back to our quiz master, Corey, for the answers to There Is No Dana, Only Trivia.
Hey, what's up? Is everybody having fun?
Yes, I have.
Back here in order.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's get right back into it. I will reread the questions because it's been a little while since you've heard them. All right. Question number 1 was, what years did the Kenner line of the real Ghostbusters toys have its first 5-year production run? Everyone show the cameras your answer.
1986.
86 to 91.
I had 87 to 92.
All right, and the correct answer was 1986 to 1991.
Hey, I got one.
All right. Very nice. Question number 2 was, which came first, the cartoon, comic book, toy line, or the movie Masters of the Universe?
I put toy line.
I put toy line as well.
And
I put toy/cartoon because a lot of those things come out hand in hand.
And that's kind of where I was kind of wondering, because I know the concept was drawn up basically together to come out, but I couldn't remember what came out first.
According to the interviews in the hit Netflix show The Toys That Made Us, it was strictly just going to be a toy line, and the creator the marketing people were meeting with different toy stores, and they basically were like expecting more, or like, this toy line has a show, or this one was from a movie, and they're like, oh yeah, we have a comic book, and then a different toy store was like, if these are for 5-year-olds, they don't read. And they're like, oh, but didn't we tell you we have a cartoon in development too? So that's actually what happened, according to the interviews in that show. So was it Filmation, I think, was the cartoon company. They made the cartoon, and that exploded in popularity and stuff. But the toy line was first. So let's move on to question number 3. What was the real life inspiration for Skeletor, the nemesis of He-Man?
My answer's a little bit long.
I put the Pope.
Okay, Brian didn't get that. Rock Album, no.
I had when I thought of Skeletor, I'm like, that's got to be like an Iron Maiden cover or something.
I can read mine to you if you want.
So the answer was a real human corpse, famously discovered to have been used as a prop in an amusement park funhouse. And that,
I've heard that story. I didn't know that was connected.
So the creator of He-Man, saw that corpse as a child, and it traumatized him, and he was terrified. And that face, that's where he that was the scariest thing he can imagine. So that's where Skeletor came from.
I did not know that. I honestly, I thought I was going to remember, but I don't remember that.
Question number 4. What Ghostbusters toy from this decade was withdrawn from store shelves almost as soon as it was released, for what some believe was due to an unfortunate phallic resemblance of one of its parts?
I put Afterlife RC Trap, Blue Ghost.
Oh, it was a trap.
I just had the RC Trap.
I had Thrower, as in like the wand.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Proton Wand. Proton.
We had the same train of thought.
Yep, the answer was the Ghostbusters Afterlife RTV Ghost Trap. And
You got one.
rendition of Muncher coming out of the trap, unfortunately, some believe was the reason it was discontinued.
Well,
quickly.
if you look at the picture, it's pretty obvious.
Which hopefully Corey will put up for
here.
We'll let you use your imagination too.
So John and Brian got that. Okay. All right. Okay, and the 5th and final question. Most prop, replica, and toy versions of the Ghostbusters Ghost Trap use some sort of servo or electric motor to open and close the doors. What method did the OG Kenner Real Ghostbusters Trap use to achieve this instead?
I put air with
air pump.
Foot pump. Well, foot pedal.
Everybody got it?
We're not giving you airflow.
I was technically looking for pneumatics, but I'll give that to everybody. So
I was going to put that, but I can't spell it.
I was the closest.
Exactly. No, I'll give it to everybody. Everybody got that.
Because, I mean, if you just put airflow, that means when the wind blows, it's going to open and close, and that's not going to happen.
When it farts, yes. All right. The results are in, and the winner with 80 points is Brian.
What?
Yeah.
Brian,
See?
all right.
Awesome.
Well played.
Good job, everybody. That was awesome. That was
Do
fun.
I at least get a crappy version of the home game?
You get nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I will see everyone again soon.
Thanks, Corey, man. That was good.
Thank you, Corey.
Appreciate it.
See you
Thank you,
later,
sir.
Corey.
All right, that is going to wrap up episode 16 of Hudson Valley Slime Time. If you've enjoyed listening to us and the things we talked about, please do like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us by email, podcast@hvgb.org. For more information about booking Hudson Valley Ghostbusters for one of your events in the future, you can contact us through our website, hvgb.org. Plus, you can follow, like, and message us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Bluesky, and TikTok. If you're listening to this podcast and are interested in having Ghostbusters at your next event, but you're not in the Hudson Valley area, you can go to the Ghostbuster directory, whoyougonacall.org, and on there you'll find a nicely organized directory by state and also worldwide for your local Ghostbusters group.
All right, I hope you all enjoyed your journey back to your childhood, or, like myself, my adulthood.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what your favorite Ghostbuster toy was or still is. And remember, to help show your support, visit our online store at redbubble.com and type HVGB in the search bar. There you'll find all our amazing merchandise that make excellent gifts. And a portion of each purchase goes to charity. Normally I would have samples, but obviously, a little too preoccupied with toys. So look at our previous episodes, and I had all kinds of cool merchandise, and I'm sure Corey will pop up a couple. But once again, the easiest way to support us is to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So with that said, I want to thank Brian, John, and Ellie for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Thanks
guys.
for having us.
It was fun having you guys. Of course, we want to thank Corey for those amazing questions. I highly enjoyed them today, even though I didn't win, unfortunately. Congratulations again to John for being our, or no, Brian. I'm sorry, Brian was our quiz champion today. Congrats, man. Trophy.
Thank you.
Your award will be in the mail.
Okay.
Once again, thank you for all showing up and hanging out. Remember, have fun, play with slime
and toys.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll see you later, huh? I'll give you a call.
I hiccuped and it hurt my back.
Did you just hear an echo?
Maybe it's an EVP.
No, I don't hear any echo. Do you hear an echo? No echo. It's good. We're good. We're all good.
Don't do that.
We starting. How we start?
That's your cue, Matt.
We're doing trivia. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm out of sync.
We got some intense music.
Ooh, intense.
Ooh, that's fitting because she is the weakest link.
Not that one.
Get your marker.
That's rough.
Yo, goats are ferocious. Good day, sir. Oh yeah, like the bully who used to beat me up was nice and polite about it when you pulled my underwear over my head. Okay.